Hey, what's going on, guys? Bobby here. Today I got this is something I've been carrying nonstop, actually for quite a while now. This is the 3-inch Hinderer XM-18 non-flipper, non-flipper spear point. And I've been carrying this, so it's the summertime right now. And also, with us being in quarantine, I've been carrying kind of smaller knives, and this one I've just been carrying it, actually not even using the pocket clip, but I've just been using just throwing it in my gym shorts. And I love this knife. It is terrific. I'll do some size comparison. So here's another knife that I've been carrying a lot lately. Same type of blue too. So that's the Benchmade Bug Out. Here's a small Sebenza. So you can see it's kind of, it's right in that small Sebenza, of course. The little 3-inch. And where's my large Sebenza? And then of course, I'll show you guys. I love the XM-18s that are non-flippers. And this is my non-flipper spear point. Slicer grind. And that's kind of one of the reasons I bought this knife was, I think the spear point is kind of like the best of, it's like right the middle ground, right? So it's not quite the slicer grind where it'd be a little thinner. As you can see that the grind would kind of go up and it'd be a little thinner towards the front. It's not the Spanto where it'd be actually a little, you would see that little line right there and it'd be a little thicker at the tip. So to me, it's kind of just that, just that perfect, like all around type of knife. And I actually do have a Spanto. That's my full track. So a lot bigger than, this full track's a lot bigger. It's just a different knife. So I'll give you some of the stats. So this is a 3-inch blade. This is the 3-inch model. As you can see, I'm trying to line it up. Exactly 3 inches, about 7 inches. You see overall length. Let's get the weight. Let's see, there we go. 3.35, that's not bad. Let's look at it compared to, the PM3. See with my Carter scales. So just a little heavier. And, for this full titanium frame lock, Hinderers are known for being heavy duty. Even in a small knife like this, that is perfect. For me anyway. So, I said I have been carrying this quite a bit. I definitely love the blade shape. Actually, when I first seen it in person, it is a lot nicer than the pictures. So at first I wasn't for sure if I wanted the spear point, but as soon as I saw it, I liked the angles of it. Like, that doesn't really show that well, just through pictures. And actually it came really sharp, CPM 20 CV. So just like M390 or any of those super stills. It's not super thin behind the edge, but it's not supposed to be. This is, like I said, just a very well made, kind of heavy duty knife. It has a little thickness behind the blade for stability. Actually, you know what? I was doing a cutting comparison test. I was just cutting cardboard, seeing which one cut better between my Sebenza, of course, and then also this ProTech. That's the Newport. And honestly, it was just like this. The Sebenza is just like a laser through cardboard. This was pretty good. And it was, the resistance was, it wasn't too far, but it's noticeable. The Sebenza just glides right through it. And then the Newport. And I think part of it too is this this didn't come exactly very sharp, and it was brand new, but you know, thin stock, but it's just not too sharp. And then you can see the grind. It's very abruptly ground. So, but that is exactly how it was. It was first, second, third. And like I said, the difference is really negligible, you know. But I just I'll mention that. Like I said, I do love the blade shape though. Just kind of that overall, very useful. You know, anytime, you know, that tip drops, it just really makes for very handy type of work. Especially without that flipper tab, I really like it. Everything is very, very rounded off. You know, one thing I did notice is if you look at the older models, so this is the new tri-way pivot. So I would say this is Gen 6, but this is a Gen 4. And one thing I miss is like these little, like you see how, I think that they used to leave that from the heat treat. And even my old flipper models used to have, you know, in the flipper, so this is a Gen 6 also, but in the flipper, it used to be like that left from the heat treat. I like that. That's just, you know, just aesthetically. But yeah, it doesn't have it, but the jimping is good. The ergos are really good. I like it. I like all this jimping whenever that flipper tab is not there. So usually, let's see here. So this is my fatty. But whenever, whoops, that was my fault. But whenever, you know, you're gonna scrape a little bit on there. It's not too bad, and probably I'm used to it, but you land right there on that jimping. But whenever that flipper's not there, I mean, it's just, you know, just really great. One thing I was concerned about before I even bought it was the detent on the flippers. Now, I can flick it with my thumb, but that is not easy. And that actually took a little while. I don't think I can, yeah, I still can't middle finger flick this one. Yeah, I can't. But I was worried the detent was gonna be like that on this, but it's not. You can actually, I mean, you can see it's very, I can middle finger flick this, no problem. It's perfect for thumb studs. And I really like that. I'll tell you what, if they made a 3.5 inch skinny non-flipper, I would love that. I do have the skinny right here. So the skinny, and I know this, you know, this is another video, but just to give you guys a comparison, the skinny is the exact same as the 3-inch model. But, so this is my skinny sheep foot. So same thickness, same blade stock, same everything as the 3-inch model. But, you know, in a 3.5 inch size, and you guys can see the difference there, which it is noticeable. But I do love the standard also. But just to show you guys, it is, if they came out with a non-flipper XM-18 skinny, I think that would be awesome. Hopefully that Bowie blade shape or even Warren. Sorry, I got a phone call. But yeah, that would be awesome to have a 3.5 inch non-flipper skinny. The ergonomics on this, so the handle, the ergonomics are just, to me, it's fantastic. You know, I really like I like the curvature to the XM-18. Kind of like how it curves just a little bit. It almost gives you like that pistol grip. You know, some older knives used to have that curvature. I remember the Spyderco Zulu. That's actually one that I wish I didn't sell, but I did. But it kind of reminds me of that just like a little bit. So yeah, it curves a little bit, but that also helps with like pointing down. So whenever you don't have that flipper, like literally any which way that you hold this knife just feels terrific. So I find myself holding either, you know, for like if I'm really cutting through something like that, or if I'm doing something very delicate. This is, you know, one of my favorite. Opening up a package. Anytime I go to Costco, opening up, you know, different like cases of things that we buy. But standard, you know, Hinderer clip going in and out of the pants isn't bad at all. I have carried it in jeans. I mean, I mostly carry it in my basketball shorts like I'm wearing right now. But if I leave the house, I'll, you know, plus I have tons of Hinderers. Well, not tons, but I have a couple, and you know, it's the standard clip. So I could actually just switch it out with any of my my other knives. You know, it is standard Hinderer where you could literally buy all the hardware, you know, pocket clip, different fillers. There's just tons of different ways to, you know, like they says, make it your own. So there's tons of different ways to do that. You know what? I totally forgot. This is what it came with. So this is the tri-way pivot, like I said. So Kim Johnson put this one together. You know, if you want instructions on the tri-way pivot, visit Hinderer Knives. And I'm sure you guys know the tri-way pivot by now. You know, you could, so I could either do phosphorus bronze or nylon washers. And then those are the spacers. And that is it. Those are just a little baggie and some peanuts. I think I did get this from DLT Trading. Well, as you can see by the mat. So I did get this, and then I ended up getting a mat, which I have like 2 or 3 of these mats now. But it did come in a smaller box than the standard box. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna do one more size comparison. This is a knife that doesn't really get shown too often. This is a Praetorian Genesis. So I like the Praetorian Genesis because it's a 3.25 inch blade. So just a little bigger, as you can see. And just a beast. So there is the Praetorian Genesis, and here's my slim midi. Boom. So let's kind of show them, because Medfords are also high quality knives, which with terrific customer service, honestly. And I do know, I wanted to bring that up because so these are expensive knives, right? Just like your Chris Reeve. But one thing I definitely like about that is the service behind it. Like, I know I could just call if there was a problem with this, which honestly, the only thing, it doesn't really bother me, but the detent ball, let's see if we could hear it. Every once in a while, I'll make a little squeak. Right there. And it's just a detent ball. I know that because I've actually pulled it away, and then, you know, it doesn't, oh, see, that time it actually made that noise. But yeah, it's the detent ball, and I think that will wear in after time. But that would be my only complaint about this knife. But if something was to go wrong, I live in the US, and, you know, Hinderer Knives is right here. I know I could just call them up and, you know, get any issue that I had taken care of. I've never seen I have not had to deal with their customer service, but I've never seen anything bad on any forum or anything about it. And this is a very, very well-made knife. Actually, I think I might actually switch it out to phosphorus bronze washers later on, because if you look, I mean, this is still on nylon washers, you know, and look at this action. I mean, that's to me, that's ridiculous. This is like really smooth, just a terrific knife. So is this actually. So, but you could definitely tell it has a different feel to it. You can tell it's more like free flowing maybe, and the weight of the blade is less. Overall, like I said, just as a small knife, it's terrific. You know, it's not every knife is going to be like a super thin slicer, and I don't want it to be, honestly. That's the whole point of having different knives, you know. It's like, that's how I justify, me personally as a knife collector, that's how I justify some of my purchases. Like, I don't want the exact same knife over and over and over. You know, if I just wanted something super slicey and really thin, I would just, the chaparral, that's it. You know, but you know, I want variety. I want you know, like I said, to me, this is just a smaller workhorse type of knife, right? So it slices terrific. Might not be the super sliciest, but it is really good. And it has some thickness behind the edge where I'm not worried about rolling the edge really fast, or, you know, I'm not worried about breaking the tip off. It just seems like a really strong all-around type of knife. And I mean, that's honestly why I bought it. It has not let me down. I've been happy with my purchase so far. But that's about it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.